Okay. Now, because this incredible network group is not going to build itself, Cheddar Stacks actually starts with something that we call a tactical marketing plan, which we've provided for you. And what it's going to do is it's going to help you strategically plan and implement the building of your new network group. Now, one of the fundamental pieces of the tactical marketing plan is something we call the cheese wheel. Obviously, we're going to want you to print this thing off and have this available because it's something that you're going to use to get started. But in the tactical marketing plan, on about page 4, you're going to see something called the cheese wheel. So the cheese wheel, it's used to assist you and your members in filling the appropriate spots by becoming a natural memory jogger for potential member candidates, right? And so when you use the cheese wheel, what you're doing is you're making a list of possible industries that have a high potential of being able to send you and others high quality referrals. So if you take a look at that list, right, what you're going to notice is that it already has about 31 different professions on there. 31, right? And what you're going to notice when you look at this is that it's specifically slanted to housing and the financial services industry. And these people are the highest likelihood of having a connection with other people or providers on this list. And this is on purpose, right? Now, I don't have anything against dog walkers or anything like that. You know, I'm a dog owner and I love my dog, but I don't know that that's necessarily going to be the best fit for this particular group, right? They could maybe start their own group and find other people who do things around dogs, right? But anyway, your job at this stage of the game is to use that big brain of yours to think of any other industries that should be part of your group and then write those down on the sheet because maybe we didn't think of all of them. You know, and in that case, man, if I'm missing a really good potential referral source, shoot me an email, right? And let me know because I'd be happy to add that to the sheet to help other people consider them as a possible profession. So anyway, I want you to spend some quality time thinking about who could benefit by being part of the group, and more importantly, who could benefit you by being part of this group, right? So I think most groups are probably going to be about 20 members, but again, there's really no limit. As I said, there's 31 people on the tactical marketing plan or professions, but you're free to make it as big as you want. Now, I'm going to explain in just a second something that we call stacking. In fact, I'm going to show you how to build a 10 stack, right? And then I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to do this by previewing the application with you over video. So we'll see how that works. It may not be fantastic, but obviously I can get you a general idea of how that works. All right, so stacking. Listen, if you're looking at this tactical marketing plan, you're looking at all these different professions on here, you got to realize that every time there's an interaction between one client and a professional, there's more than likely, if it's somewhere around the housing industry, an opportunity for that particular professional to also refer that client to another business professional who can help that client with whatever he's looking for. Let me give you an example. You know, right now when I'm making this recording for you, it's going to be tax time here soon. Okay, now. So let's say that, you've got a client that's been working with an accountant that they know and trust, and they've been working with this accountant for years, right? Now they're talking about, the new tax plan that's come out, and they're saying to themselves, or they're talking to the accountant, they say, we're thinking about getting a rental property. What do you think that would do to our taxes? And should we pay cash for it, or, what would you suggest? And so the accountant talks to them about the tax benefits of maybe owning their own rental property, right? But ultimately, when he gets to the financing end, he says something like, I don't know that I would necessarily recommend you just giving up your cash. Maybe you consider financing this, but there are some other good reasons that you would do that. I'll tell you what, I know a mortgage professional that is in a professional network group with me, right? And I have breakfast with them twice a month. Really good person. I would refer my mother to this person. Why don't I do this? If it's all right with you, why don't I give him your contact information with your permission? And why don't I have him call you? All right? And then he can kind of discuss with you what the financing options are, and then you can kind of make a decision if this is really a route that you want to go. Right? So in that scenario, right, the accountant can now grab his mobile phone and he can pull up his Cheddar Stacks application, which is quite simple by pressing a button here, and you're not going to be able to see this, but it's going to open up the application. Now this opened up and went straight to my profile, by the way, because I'm already logged in And you're not going to be able to see this very good on video unless maybe you can blow this up. But it's got my picture, it's got my name, and I've listed myself in here as a mortgage loan originator, which I am not. And these two green buttons here, one says my group and the other one says my cheese, and then underneath that are my stats. So I'm able to see how much cheese I've sent, what has been received, what the totals are, and then underneath that is my group totals, how much my group has sent this month and how much cheese they've collected as a result of that. So you can actually see what's going on. But in this case, if I'm the accountant, I'm going to say, okay, I want to go to my group, right? I'm going to click on the group button. I'm going to find my accountant, and I'm going to hit send cheese to Christina. And when I do that, it's going to automatically pull up Christina's information on top here. And then it's going to allow me to put the name, the last name, phone number, email address, and then anything else that, you know, I need Christina to know. Hey, my client, Bill Smith, is looking to buy a rental property, wants to talk to somebody about financing, and then I can hit send. And when I do that, Christina then, or whoever the person is on that, actually receives a piece of cheese. Now these are all pieces of cheese that I received, and you see to the to this side over here, and I know that this is on video, not going to be easy for you. There are different monikers on here. There's a money sign, there's an eyeball, and then on the top there, the one just is kind of an open circle. And that's because it's new cheese and I haven't viewed it yet. So I've got a receive cheese button, I've got a sent cheese button, and again, you'll be able to see this when we go through the application with you. I didn't expect this to be really good over video like this, so just bear with me. But on the sent cheese, like when I send some cheese, I can see whether or not somebody's looked at it or is working on it, so I know that my client that I referred to you is being taken care of. At the same token, when you get cheese, you're able to work that lead, and then you can update that information as well, and everything's tracked. There's a lot more to it, but that's just kind of a general rundown. So anyway, so the accountant, right, he says, well, how about I refer the MLO? And the client says, yeah, sure, have the MLO call me. So the MLO calls, they talk to the client agrees that, you know, all right, so that sounds good. We'd probably do that with maybe the 10% down program, right? Well, then the MLO says, well, hey, listen, I know a real estate agent. Actually, the accountant that referred you to me, we both actually know this real estate agent, so he can vouch for her as well. She's fantastic. Would it be okay if I sent your information to her to have her give you a call, and then she can show you some houses, right? And then this goes on further. Before I close, I need insurance, right? Well, hey, mind if I get my insurance agent to give you a good quote? Before you close, you got to get a home inspection. We refer the home inspector, comes back and needs paint, needs carpets, got a couple cracked windows. So we got a painter, we got a carpet installer, we got a window replacement guy, right? And then, you know, we got a window cleaner and a landscaper and a roofer. You see what I mean? Like, we literally can take one client and 10 stack it, if not more. Right? So pretty cool. So let's just stop here for a second and let that marinate for a moment. Can you imagine once you get everybody in line, if you had 30 plus professionals in there and educated on how to leverage each other's clients and contacts, how much opportunity would be heading your way? I'm telling you from personal experience, if you embrace this and give it some real effort and not lip service, okay? I'm talking about really wanting it, right? Really wanting it, that you are going to see massive change for good.